Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of State of Survival with StickyFang Gaming. And this is part 2 of my State versus State series. And this video is basically going to be me showing you some gameplay from the actual state warfare stage of State versus State. And then there's going to be a part 3 where I kind of go over the the most frequent questions that I've gotten in the last couple of days. So this one is just pretty much gameplay and me talking through it, and let's get started. So this is the state versus state with state 1 versus state 3. The videos are a little bit broken up because I was going through my own capital clash at the same time. And so this was the very beginning of when their capital opened up in state 3 because state 1 won the preparation stage. So again, if you haven't watched my last video, if your state wins the preparation stage, then your state's capital is going to be in a frozen state, as in the people who had the capital beforehand will just get it again, and then the capital for the losing state will open, and then you'll get to port over there, and you get about like 9 hours worth of fighting before their capital opens up, and then the capital opens up, and you can fight for their capital as well. So this was the very beginning, and so MKN is going to be the main fighting alliance for State 1. They actually consolidated all of their big guys into MKN. And then it's going to be versus TGA, which is the #1 alliance over in State 3. So that was the biggest one for that. So this is like about an hour or two into it. Again, I had to pop back and forth from my capital clash in State 11 to this capital clash over in State 3. And as you can see, it's a lot more active about an hour or so in. Lots of troop marches everywhere. And they were going back and forth. You know, MKN had just captured it from TGA, and there's rallies going on inside like the outer areas. As you can see here now, people are rallying others folks' settlements, because this isn't like your normal capital clash where you probably have rules in your state where it's like no settlement hits. That's not the case here. This is full warfare. So MKN were attacking other people's settlements. TGA were attacking people's settlements. I tried to get as much as I could on video, but again, I had to pop back and forth between my capital clash and theirs. But from what I did see, there are some things that I missed, but there was a lot of settlement hits. There was also another capital clash happening over in State 111, and they were fighting at State 115. I got a little bit of footage of that. But there was a 3-star settlement over in State 111 who was zeroed by State 115. So I got some footage of that fight, but not too much. So in the Capital Clash tab is basically like the normal tab. You get to see the points. When I recorded this part of it, I only saw points in State 1. So I'm not sure if State 1 and State 3's listing are up there, or if it's just State 1's. And I accidentally ported it back to State 1. And so something I learned is that when you port back to your state, you have a 10-minute cooldown before you can cross back over to the invading state. So be aware that if you accidentally port back to your own state during Capital Clash, you can't port back into the enemy state for 10 minutes. Now, if you are hit in this area here, the outer area of the capital, you will only get random ported into the state where you're already in. So in this example, I would be in State 3. I will get hit inside of the outer areas of the capital in State 3. I will get random ported somewhere within State 3, so I wouldn't have to use another Capital Clash port. I would just use a normal port to go back into that area to continue fighting. So that's pretty good to know. Now, in this video, I believe, this is probably a few more hours in. They were going back and forth again. There was times where they weren't like in the capital at all because, you know, the towers really go crazy in your troops. And so I took advantage of it, and I took it for myself just for YouTube. So I did hold the tower for like 10 seconds in State 3's Capital Clash versus State 1, and I thought that was pretty cool. And as you can see, a lot of attacks from just seconds being into it. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. So yeah. And then let's see what else I'd like to talk about here. Double rallies. So there were double rallies that were taking place on this So besides TGA, there's another alliance. I believe that it was EOD, who were teaming up with TGA to do double rallies. So EOD would send a rally, and I guess their stats weren't as strong as the TGA guys. So they'd send their first rally to weaken MKN's marches, and then TGA would come in behind them and smash the rest of the troops in a main rally. So that was a pretty cool strategy that I saw there. This is the footage from the State 111 fight versus State 115, and they had a lot of people. They had a lot of people participating. I zoomed out to try to capture as many folks as possible, but their whole state on both sides kind of showed up. You see a lot of HQ 24s, 25s, 26, 27s, and then they also had a couple of 30s as well. And interestingly enough, there were a lot of plasma levels. So you see 1 star just went to the screen. They had a couple 2 stars, and they did have a couple of 3 stars as well. And there was one 3 star who was zeroed from 124 million power down to 76 million power. So quite a drop in power. It's a very brutal event. That's one thing that I really want you guys to understand with state versus state warfare stage. It's going to be brutal. You need to be prepared to be like that unlucky 3 star who was zeroed out. This is the kind of event. This is basically what the game was made for. You are going to have to put your all into it and be prepared to lose everything to hopefully win. And if you lose, at least you can say you gave it your all, right? So the guy who's in the Capitol right now for State 115 inside of State 111 is Law Uncle. He actually held it the entire time. So I didn't see him get knocked out at all. Their Capitol clash ended very quickly. Like, they were the first ones who had state versus state to end their Capitol clash with the invaders winning, because Law Uncle just couldn't get knocked out of the Capitol, And I thought that was pretty cool. State 111 put up a fight, but at the end of the day, look, you can see here so many marches. So many marches. It just was crazy. But at the end of the day, 111 just couldn't knock him out of the Capitol. 115 was able to hold most of the towers as well, so they didn't have to suffer too many losses from tower hits, and 115 was able to win the battle. I believe I'm pretty sure that after the Capitol clash and 111 ended, I think they did get a little bit more time in 111. 115 got a little bit more time in 111 to do more damage in the warfare stage, because the warfare stage wasn't ended. So I want to verify that. I can't verify that until my own Capitol clash, but I'm pretty sure that if you close the Capitol soon enough, you'll still have some time in the warfare stage to do more attacking on hives and other people's settlements. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And then obviously you get some time before the Capitol opens to do that as well. So you want to weaken them as quick as possible. So this is just another screenshot of me holding the Capitol in State 3, representing State 1. So I just wanted to throw that in there. And then here is State 115 holding the Capitol in 111. So as you see, it says invader occupied. I'm sorry, 111, you're one of the first people to ever lose your Capitol, but you guys put up a great fight. Here's the result for State 1 versus 3. State 1 lost, so State 3 actually won their Capitol back. State 1 the preparation stage, but State 3 won the warfare stage. So now State 1 has their own Capitol from the prep stage, and then State 3 won their Capitol back from the warfare stage, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I plan to be more specific about these type of things in the Q&A video. And then this is also another notification they sent out. We lost the war, but we won. Well, we still got our Capitol, so that's the biggest thing for State 1. And I keep saying we, but I represent State 11 originally, but State 1, it was fun playing with you guys. And then on the bottom you see here, it says Troop Revival. There is a post-state warfare like feature where you can heal your troops and stuff, and I'm going to go over that more in the question video, because it's very detailed and it's kind of hard for me to describe, so I want to make sure I get my words out correctly and kind of give it to you in the most clear way possible, in the clearest way possible. So that's the content for now, guys. There was a lot of stuff happening, and again, I was switching back and forth from my own Capitol clash. It was a lot going on, and like I said in my last video, State Warfare has been, and again, I was what, a level 21, and I was just kind of BSing around in it. But State Warfare is without a doubt the most fun event that I've ever played in State of Survival to this day. And I am super excited for it to come across in State 11. And I feel bad for whoever we play because I'm dedicated. I'll spend the whole 24 hours playing if that's what it takes to win. But yeah, the best game or the best event to come out so far. And hopefully, when I answer some of those questions on the next video and clear some things up, you guys will be excited for it, just like I'm excited for it. And I wish you could have had the opportunity to kind of test it out a little bit. But yeah, it'll be coming to a state near you very soon. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of State of Survival with StickyFang Gaming.